Hi everyone. I am a foodie turned sleevey. That's my new username. I finally thought of one. So yeah, my username changed a couple times in the last week. I'm sticking with this one. So I thought I would make a formal introduction about myself. I realized I kind of jumped right in with my videos talking about my experiences pre-op for the gastric sleeve, but I haven't really said anything about myself. So, hi, I'm a New Orleans native, now living in New Jersey. I'm 30 years old. My current weight is 265. I am 5'8", and I've been overweight basically my entire adult life. my my husband, he's the sort of person who just thinks about losing weight and loses weight. He doesn't love food the way I love food. You know, I don't think I'll have trouble post-op chewing slowly because I've always been a slow eater. I love to enjoy like the flavors and the textures and the combinations and the seasonings and just everything about food. I'm always the slowest eater at a meal because I enjoy it. I really take my time and enjoy it so much. So I guess that's good because I guess post-op I will already be accustomed to eating slow. So the thing about me is that when I diet, I do really well. I am good at sticking to a plan, but then a few months pass, I reach a really good goal weight or target weight or some kind of milestone, and then I stop following the plan so strictly, and I just gain all the way back. So before high school, I had already done Weight Watchers with success. I had done Sugar Busters. I lost 30 pounds the summer between 7th and 8th grade. Yeah, so when I started high school, I weighed about 200 pounds. I was a year-round swimmer. I was very athletic. I did running, weightlifting in the mornings, swimming in the afternoons, swimming in the mornings. Like, I was just very active. The summer between my junior and senior year, I went back on Weight Watchers. I lost 25 pounds. I got down to 175, and I posted this picture recently on my Instagram. I was smoking. I thought I felt so good. I was so confident. I was going to the gym every day. I was sticking to my diet really well, and I was able to maintain it for an entire year. So the summer before that school year, I lost the weight, and then during that school year, I was able to keep it off, which was a big success for me. I graduated weighing about 180. Felt really good. And then right after high school ended, the summer before I started college, I found out that my dad had pancreatic cancer, which, if you're not familiar, pancreatic cancer is one of the most aggressive forms of cancer. They told him he had 4 months to live. He ended up living 6, but still it was a really traumatic and devastating time in my life. I will spare you the sob story, but I will tell you that in 6 months I gained 50 pounds. Basically just like crying over buckets of ice cream every day. Really, I mean, it was bad. My mom gained a lot of weight too. So by February, he died in February of 2005. That month, the day of the funeral, I weighed myself weighing 235. Whoa, that was so crazy for me. That was definitely the heaviest I had ever been. After he passed away, I guess just going back to eating normally, I got back down to maybe like 210, and really through the rest of college until 2008, I stayed kind of between 210 and 230, up and down, you know. Actually, in 2005, I started teaching aerobics at the gym, and I loved it. I feel like that's my true calling. If I could just work in a gym and teach all day, I would. At the time, I was teaching almost 10 classes a week. I was teaching step, Bosu step, spinning, strength training, you name it. I substituted for people. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I'm not the sort of person who hates going to the gym. I mean, it feels good. I feel good afterwards. I sleep better. Like, I love working out. All of this to say that is a testament to how much or how badly I eat, because despite working out that much, I was still definitely not losing weight, sometimes even gaining weight. So I graduated college in 2008, probably weighing like, I don't know, 220 or so. In 2009, I got back up to 230, 235. I joined Jenny Craig. I did Jenny Craig for 3 months or so. I got down to 210, and then I quit Jenny Craig. It was so expensive, and I really didn't feel like it was worthwhile. I mean, all they do is give you frozen meals, which basically you can buy Lean Cuisines or Smart Ones yourself for much cheaper at Walmart. It's the same thing. So Jenny Craig was not for me. Of course, as soon as I quit, I gained the weight again, back at 230. And then in 2011, I started dating my now husband, and right when we started dating, I put in my 2 weeks notice at the gym because I wanted to spend all my free time with him. And we started going out to eat a lot, and that year, basically the second half of 2011, I went from 230 to 260. And I've been at 260-ish, 255, 265 since 2011. We are now in 2016. He and I got married in 2013. Here's a picture. My mom made my wedding dress. It was really so beautiful. The lace that you see at the top came from her wedding dress. It was fabulous. So yeah, I've been at this weight for a long time. I mean, last year in 2015, at the beginning of the year, I did Plexus Slim for a few months, got down to like 240, so that was like 20, 25 pounds lost. I was working out a lot again. But then, stopped that, gained the weight again, moved to New Jersey. And I've been in New Jersey for about a year, and I've been at 265. So what changed, here's what changed. I always get my blood work done, my physical routine, by my general doctor. Every year, it's covered by my insurance. I always go. I'm very diligent about it. And in December of 2015, I went for my routine checkup, and my blood work came back with a lot of abnormalities. My doctor called me on the phone and told me I had diabetes, which, if you're a doctor, don't tell your patients over the phone they have diabetes. It was like the most horrible thing. I was at work. I came back into work like just crying. Like, it was terrible. She also found that I was severely deficient in vitamin D. So anyway, she sent me to an endocrinologist. The endocrinologist tested me for celiac and Cushing, those came back negative. She did test me positive for diabetes type 2, insulin resistance or whatever. And she put me on metformin, which I don't know if any of you are diabetic or have ever taken metformin, but it normally has a side effect of severe diarrhea. Well, everyone warned me of this going into it, and I started taking it and nothing happened. I mean, I really thought they'd given me sugar pills. Everyone had told me about how bad the diarrhea situation is. And even the pharmacist, when I went to pick it up for the very first time, as she was giving it to me, she like leaned in and whispered, "Did they tell you about the diarrhea?" I was like, yeah, they told me. So anyway, I've been taking metformin since December of 2015, and I now have controlled diabetes, so it's under control. But at that point, my endocrinologist sent me to see a urologist because I told her I pee really frequently throughout the day, like seriously, like every 30 minutes. It's very annoying. And she thought that was related to the diabetes, but it turns out that because I don't wake up at night to go to the bathroom, it's not diabetes related. If it were, I'd be waking up throughout the night, and I'm not. So she sent me to see a urologist who did a lot of poking and prodding and testing and found out that I have an arrhythmia in my bladder, which I had never heard of. But she said that that's common with people who are overweight, and that if I lose about, 50 pounds or so, that it'll just solve itself. Thank you. Great. She also sent me to a nutritionist. So I started seeing a nutritionist in January of 2015. And I've been going every month since. So we're now in October. I've been going to see her for 9 months. And she is fantastic. Like the best nutritionist ever. In the first 3 months, from January to March, she put me on a high fiber, low carb, high protein diet. I lost about 25 pounds from 265 to 240. Checked back in with my endocrinologist. That's when she said that my diabetes was controlled. My A1C was like 5, which I think if it's over 7, it's bad. So mine was in really good shape. My nutritionist obviously wanted me to continue this diet, but at that point, because I felt like I had the all clear, I kind of quit that diet. And I've gained the weight back. Here I am again at 265. I still take the metformin every day. So I've gone back to my endocrinologist every 3 months. So in March, I went in June, maybe July. But she said I'm good, basically, with the metformin. But that's when we decided that I should go forward with the gastric sleeve. Basically, I'm a good candidate because my body does respond well to diet and exercise. I just need help in maintaining, and I think the sleeve is going to be really good for that. Also, this endocrinologist really put the fear of God in me. She told me that if I continued to be this heavy, my BMI is 40, by the way. She told me if I continued to be this heavy and I decided to get pregnant and have kids someday, that they would be at a very high risk for abnormal birth defects or whatever. And that really stabbed me in the heart. Honestly, I cried a lot about that because I feel like childbirth is so natural for women. Like, women's bodies have evolved over, generations and generations for childbirth. And if I can't even do that right, I have seriously messed up my body. And so it's time for a change. This is why I'm doing the gastric sleeve. It's not for aesthetic in any way. I was basically comfortable with being a chubby girl. Like, I've always been a chubby girl, and that's just me, and I was okay with that. I have no problems with the way that I look, but this is really for my health. I realize that having diabetes is really serious. I just turned 30 years old, so I want to have a good, long, healthy life, and that is why I'm having the gastric sleeve. So, if you have any questions, please post them below. It's really great to be watching all of your videos and getting to know you, and I hope you can get to know me too. And I'm looking forward to being on this journey. I really am. I'm so hopeful. I feel really good about it. I think I'm going to be really successful with it, to be completely honest. I have a really positive outlook, and you guys have helped me get there. You guys have been so successful yourselves, and I'm just so happy for you, and I can't wait for that to be me. So, if you have any questions, or if you ever just want to talk, post them below. I'm happy to talk anytime. Also, follow me on Instagram. I recently created an Instagram account. The link is below. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Bye.